But before I let Patrick take it away, in the doobly-doo down below, please check out our Extra Life link, as well as our sister shows in the Discord for the Heroes Wanted the network. But without further ado, take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome to this prelude adventure to Call of the Deep. I am Patrick. I will be the Dungeon Master running everything for tonight. Joining me are...
Hello, I'm Lorne. I'm playing Nithdoris, the Githyanki war wizard, eventually.
Hi, I'm Ian, and I'll be playing Pavo, the Aarakocra bard.
Tara.
The
Sorry.
eternally muted Tara.
No, sorry. I thought I had more time. Boyfriend came in. Anyway, hi everyone. My name is Tara. I am playing Ishka, the water genasi druid.
Hello everyone, Nabil here. I'll be playing as Scrap Heap, a Warforged Paladin, eventually moving on to Oath of Vengeance. For some reason, I can't come up with a good reason for a Warforged to follow through with vengeance.
He's got to kill all humans. Hi, everyone. My name's Chris, and I'm playing Montauk, Lord of the Summit, a invisible Goliath fighter.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm playing Rue Belle Devereaux, a Tempest cleric of Umberlee.
And last session, at the start of this brand new adventure, the group were called to the Temple of Kelemvor by Captain Mags. She offered you work as a treasure hunt to retrieve the treasure of Captain Blackheart. Captain Blackheart's former navigator had the map on her back, and as she is near death, has decided to reward the temple that she joined by sending you guys off to get the treasure, 20% of which will be tithed back to the temple itself. Mags is doing this because she's broke and dodging some bills. And as you left, you were met at the docks by a rival crew from another pirate ship who were saying that she owed money, and you guys were able to quickly and easily lie your way past them. The trip out to the island was generally uneventful, and it only appears at dawn or dusk, along with a massive storm. And as you breached this storm, you narrowly avoided serious damage to the ship, though it ended up beached during this fierce storm that protects the island itself. As you got off the boat and explored for water and things to repair it, you were attacked by a pair of giant lobstrosities, of which Ishka was able to retrieve part of its carapace to potentially have turned into a breastplate once you returned back to the mainland. You then trekked through the jungle to the Temple of Mirkul, and as you got closer to it, the plants began to wither and blacken and darken. And eventually you found a massive skull that was the entryway. Inside, you found some dart traps and a magical skull shadow which sapped Scrap Heap's life force as he stood inside it. Venturing further in, you found 3 doors, 2 wooden ones, and then 1 stone door that had 2 keyholes in it. Behind the first wooden door, which opened easily enough, you found a marble fountain topped by a crying woman. Drinking the water led to some interesting effects. Ol Silver got the ability to cast dancing lights. Nithdoris and Montauk have turned invisible, and Ishka was turned into a skeleton. After a few minutes of exploring and looking around, Ol Silver started feeling incredibly nauseous, eventually vomiting up a lot of water, as well as one of the keys to the locked doors. And then because he's not here, he lay down and immediately had a nap.
You're all gonna puke.
But that is where we find ourselves now. You are in this hallway. You have one of the keys for the steel locked doors. And then at the other end of the hall is another set of wooden doors which you have not explored yet. What would you guys like to do?
We should go this way.
Scrappy was just gonna stay where he is, just keeping an eye out that we don't get ambushed from any angle.
I'm gonna shift back
Doris
and then.
will walk over invisibly and check for traps.
Give me an investigation check, please.
Ishka
'Cause I
will be
think
right
we
behind
found
you.
out I have the highest.
All right, you looking over these doors. They're very simple, just very basic handles. Doesn't appear to be trapped in any way.
So, to those of you who cannot see me, I guess, I've checked these doors for traps. I do not find any.
Why, thank you.
Ishka will make a door opening motion so she can't speak.
I will very slowly open the door.
I thought you made water lungs or water tubes to talk.
No. No.
Ah.
And so this room, as you stare into it, Nithdoris and Ishka, appears to be a 25-foot wide by a 50-foot long rectangle, with the center top left of the room pinched out at an angle. But as you look more closely, you notice the room is actually only half the size, with a mirror on the far wall reflecting a small table and a rug on the floor.
Hmm.
Mirrors like that are kind of rare. You know, it's good that you can practice your dancing in front of them.
Montauk will look inside.
Any plaques or anything?
No plaques, nothing on the wall. From where you are, you can see there is, what appears to be a bearskin rug on the floor. You see there's a wooden box, a couple of green chairs, and a candlestick on the table in front of you.
How high is the ceiling in there?
It's 15 feet.
Now, because Montauk is invisible, Montauk feels that he is invulnerable to whatever mirror magics are affecting this room, and so he will step into the room.
Wow, you
And
really
this is what we lose.
you took to magic like a duck to water.
Well, Montauk
All
has
right.
no idea. He's just sort of guessing this.
So on the table in front of you is a skull that has been turned into candlesticks. You see a small wooden box, and this bearskin rug on the floor next to you.
Okay, I will look at the mirror. Do I
Give me a
see
perception check.
the same thing? 11.
You notice that in this mirror, the candles on the table are lit.
Patrick, I
Yes.
have a question for you. In the mirror, I see there is a gray splotch right in front of the skull, but it's not on our side of the room. Is that specifically called out, or is that just a graphical error?
That's just graphics, because if I
Okay.
move the skull on your table, on this table there's like some tools and things like that. So
Montauk will take out
it's just a slightly different sized.
Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Montauk will take out his tinderbox and will spark up one of the candles.
It sputters, but lights easily enough.
Okay. What does the mirror candle do?
No change.
I will light the other candle. I will pick up the one candle and lift it. Does the mirror candle lift?
It does not.
I will light the other candle and then put the mirror candle back, or put the candle back.
Okay, yeah, you light both of the candles. The candle in this mirror stays lit.
Are we sure it's a mirror and not a pane of glass?
Yes. Montauk laughs. Ha ha ha! This is no mirror. And he will sort of pull out something. He will reach down and flip over the bearskin rug.
All right, there is just a tile. I mean, it's uneven stone tile. There's a couple of breaks, but it is just a stone tile floor.
And the bearskin rug on the other side?
Stays where it is. So there is still a wooden box on this table as well, and then a couple of green chairs.
Okay, I'm going to take out. We'll say a torch. No. I'm going to use my great sword to just gently probe the mirrored surface.
All right. You reach out and you realize that as you press into it, it sort of ripples and then vanishes. So you can just see that there is just a tiny, not even 3-inch layer of bricks sort of across the floor, but there is no mirror there. It is just empty space that is now in front of you, and you see that this is a 25 by 50 foot room, and there is a second table and bearskin rug on the ground.
Why did we think that this was a mirror? This is strange. Montauk is amused, and Montauk will approach the other box.
And as you approach, the bearskin rug on this side starts to shake and rise and growl in front of you, and becomes...
Just as he ran over, I was going to say, we probably shouldn't cross through the barrier.
Yeah, and you see its nose twitching and sniffing. I need you guys to roll initiative, please.
Something Montauk understands. A big bear.
What'd you guys do?
Invisible
Montauk
bros.
did
Nice.
Montauk did a boo-boo.
Montauk disagrees.
Pavo, don't go charging in there because there's a big bear inside, all right?
I know it's all
Hey,
about a
Ishka,
big
you
bear.
got...
Whoops.
Hey, Ishka, you got
19,
pie.
nice.
Yeah,
This bear's
I
not even
only
going to
clicked it
survive
twice.
one round.
Whoops.
First to go is Pavo, hearing the growls and snuffles coming from in this room, and Nithdoris saying, "Don't cross the..." Oh, never mind. What would you like to do?
I will move
I
up a
didn't
bit
see him do it. He's
where I
invisible
can
still.
see.
That's true.
Oh, it's down there. I assumed it was on the east wall, not the south wall.
Nope.
All right. I'm gonna move back a bit, and that's a terrible bear. He's a bad stereotype. I don't like this. Why do I keep rolling 2s with this?
The bear makes it save with a 13.
Bad bear, no honey.
Run.
Patrick, I accidentally rolled initiative twice. I'm actually at 19.14.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Not a problem. Any more movement, Pavo?
I am up as high as I can, and I will stay back here, and I can't see Montauk, so I can't give him inspiration, so we will wait.
Montauk only has to hear you.
Oh,
You got
Montauk,
within 30 feet.
you can do it. Lean on me when we're not strong.
I'm only right there. You can't see me?
You're invisible, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You now have
Takes us
inspiration.
to Ishka the skeleton.
Ishka is going to, her shoulders are going to slump like she's sighing. And then she's going to draw out her scimitar and she's going to poke her. Because I'm assuming she hears this.
Oh yeah, the bear is growling, and you can hear Pavo trying to insult it.
Can I try hitting it? Well, I don't know. Because I was watching Montauk. Do I think I can hit the bear through the mirror, or would I have to actually enter it?
There is no mirror or anything there. It just appears to
Right.
be a normal room now.
All right. Well,
And you can't
scimitar out.
see Montauk or Nithdoris.
Yeah, you ran right through Nithdoris.
Oh, a 20 definitely hits.
Or slashing
For-
on the bear.
Yeah, and I mean, it growls and roars. Doesn't look too upset by that. Any more movement? Any bonus actions?
No, because I can't speak. And if I move, I'm going to get the attack of opportunities. I'm just going to sit out here for a hot minute.
All right. Nithdoris, you are invisible.
That I am, Patrick. That I am. All right. How do I want to play this? You know what? I'm going to come in and this thing's taken only a little bit of damage. That's not that great. All right. You know what? I hate to ruin my invisibility this way, but we're just going to cast Magic Missile.
Sorcery.
Oh, that's some nice damage, though. Yeah, 3 darts fire from your hands as Nithdoris turns visible again, slamming into this bear who, roars and moves, sort of stunned. That hurt him a lot. He's not bleeding from them, but definitely battered and injured.
And then as I run to the back of the room, I go, it's over there. That's my turn.
Takes us to Montauk.
Montauk doesn't look sad. He doesn't look like anything because you can't see him. But you do hear a great sigh because Montauk was going to attempt to wrestle the bear and make him his friend. But sadly, this bear is now injured, and Montauk feels an obligation to put it down. So he will put it down.
It's traditional to beat a rug.
How many 19s did you guys roll for initiative? That is a 19 to hit for 10 slashing damage.
4 of us.
Yeah. This bear is bleeding, and as you slash it, instead of blood, though, almost like stuffing comes out.
Sorcery bear.
Like a bear that's been stuffed rather than a living bear.
Like taxidermy stuffed or like teddy bear stuffed?
Taxidermy.
Oh, that's just a wax form, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no like actual stuffing in it. Or there is.
Well, this one's like a rug, so there's a little bit in this guy.
Okay, my uncle's a taxidermist, so I sort of know taxidermy.
And hitting the rug has made Montauk become visible again. That is a handy hint for the future. If you ever find yourself without a body, hit a bearskin rug.
Or you could just lie on a bearskin rug. I mean...
Any more movement? Any bonus actions, Montauk?
I'll step down a bit. Give people a chance to get in on some of this bear action.
Rubel.
Sacred Flame!
All right. Failure with an 8.
Yes, and 8 damage.
With that, for 8 damage is enough to catch this bear, and there's this, massive flash of divine energy, and as it sparks, the bear just collapses back to the floor as a rug.
He should have known better than to wear fur.
And you can see Montauk, as the rug settles back down into the ground, sitting in the bear's mouth is a key.
Aha! The battle of the bearskin rug has been won. Great story shall be told of this, and I'll snatch.
Right, you were nice though.
I gotta look at this this box. There's just a box there, sitting on this table.
Yep, it is it's an old box. It has a couple of sort of interesting designs and motifs inside it, or around the outside of it. The box itself is empty, though.
Looking at the bearskin rugs, how good of a condition are they in?
They're not in the best condition. They're old. They're a little bug-eaten. They aren't decrepit, but they're not pristine.
Well, this one's not great at all.
So,
is this a door?
In all likelihood, it would be stupid to try and cart them away and sell them.
You might get a little bit of coin for them, but probably not more than a couple of gold in their condition.
It's not worth the effort.
They might make an okay. They might make an okay blanket on the ship.
Come to Doris. When we get back, we shall hunt bears together.
Okay.
That'd be unbearable, don't you think? Poor bears.
Montauk will take
It
you
could-
far away from bear puns and get you
It could-
get you a real rug.
It could get a little grisly.
Can we please
Uh,
stop?
So many bear puns.
Do
We'll
you want
switch to
me
the
to
polar
turn
opposite.
the keys via my mage hand?
Where should we go next? So
Through
we
the
have.
doors.
Well, we
There
have
are
one-
2 keys.
Oh, we have two
There are
keys
2
now.
keyholes.
Yes.
And the steel door that Scrapheap is standing to has 2 keyholes, so I think we know where to go next now.
Check for traps.
We've already checked
I
the door.
will. Scrapheap
did
will
that
move
last
out of the
session.
way.
So I assume, because no one opposed my idea, that I will turn the keys using telekinesis, basically, because I'm worried that something will trigger once the door opens that we cannot see from this end.
All right, you slot the 2 keys in, turning them with your mind.
I would have waited for anyone to move into a position of relative safety if they wished.
And
Already done.
Scrapheap is in
Thank you.
dodge. Scrapheap is in dodge mode.
Montauk is cool here.
All right, and as the second key unlocks, there is a flash. Come on, roll 20. There is a flash and then a greenish glow as the locks fall to the ground and the double doors slide open, revealing a hallway in front of you. But this hallway is filled with a thick black darkness that slowly starts to seep its way into the antechamber that you are in, and you cannot see through it.
That's not good.
Scrapheap is barely touching it. So is he in trouble?
Is that another bear pun?
No, I promise it wasn't.
This doesn't appear like the shadow or anything like that. This just appears as if a mass of darkness has slowly spread from outside the hallway that was obviously being contained by these doors, but it only comes out a few feet.
Hit it
It's a
with
good
the
thing we moved.
torch.
Scrapheap
Doris,
picks up
you would
some
immediately
torches.
recognize this as magical darkness.
This is magical, and I currently don't have anything that can undo it.
Oh, Scrapheap picks up the torch and he pokes this darkness.
The torch vanishes inside of it, and when you pull the torch back out, it is still lit, but when you put it inside the darkness, you see nothing.
I think I have
Well,
something I can
that's it.
try. And I'll pull out my loot. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy.
Montauk immediately steps into the darkness.
There, it worked.
All right, it is pure black. You take, you move in about 10 feet. You feel it is still the stone beneath your feet that is the same as what you've been walking on. How far in do you go?
Montauk pulls out a javelin and starts tapping away, tapita, and goes in about 15 feet.
All right, after going in about 10 feet, your javelin doesn't hit anything, and then you reach down a little further, and about a foot lower, you hit something. It feels like you've hit the top of a staircase. And after you reach 15 feet, your vision, is still dark, but you can feel that there is clearly a staircase in front of you.
Montauk
Can we hear
Montauk will write a letter to OSHA about this staircase. Poorly lit. No guardrails. Yes, there is a staircase here, and it is dark, but perhaps not so dark anymore. Although Montauk can't really tell that, as he has normal eyes and can't see in the dark.
Come and get the torch.
I will
There is a torch.
move.
Here it
Next
is.
to
Okay.
Scrap Heap.
I will move forward because I have light cast upon a stone, I think.
Can
You
people
do.
with low light vision see into this darkness, or is it magical darkness?
This
Magic.
is magical darkness.
Guys, not even I can see. Come back. Does anyone have Dispel Magic?
Considering it's a 3rd level spell.
At this-
No.
Oh my god, it moves.
I slowly advance forth, much like before, tapping with my great sword.
Yeah, and again, after 10 feet, you find the top of a staircase.
I slowly go down one step at a time, tapping for the edge, feeling where it is.
How far down do you go?
I'll
You reach
move-
5 feet. You reach, 5 steps.
five
it
steps.
continues on.
Okay, I say, so far the staircase goes down 5 feet. I'm continuing another 5. And
All
then
right,
I
all
continue
right.
another
Here.
5.
Montauk
All right,
is
at the
gonna-
bottom of the 10th step, you step out of the darkness, Nithdoris.
At the bottom of the 10th step, I am in light. Because I have light.
Yep.
Left side of hallway. Follow Montauk's voice. Down the stairs we go. Do do do.
Oh my god, it's so dark. Why do we have to? I can't see. Oh, what's that touch? Something's touching me. Oh god, no, that's my hand. So
All
Let's
right.
at the
Put
very
yourselves
least-
in order.
Let's at the very least all hold on to a rope.
someone's behind me.
It's just me.
No, I think I saw a skeleton.
I'm not that skinny.
Wait, is Ishka still a skeleton?
What?
Remember
Yes,
Ishka?
yes,
She
turned
sure
into a
is.
Yep.
There's a poopy skeleton in here.
Don't make fun of Ishka.
All right, so having ventured forth through the darkness, I can't see a path ahead of me because of the way the map is set up. So I
Because
don't
we're
know
at
if
the
I
end of the
can.
map, yes.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
All right, so at the bottom of the stairs, you start to hear the trickle of water and the light clink of metal on metal. And as you reach the end of the stairs, you start to see a large room that extends even past your dark vision. There's a 30-foot high ceiling, and it is dimly lit by some wall sconces on each of the 6 pillars in the center of this room. You can see, because of the light at the... You lost, sorry, Ian, we lost what?
We lost Montauk, I think, didn't we?
Hmm?
I don't know how I typed out a stroke there completely.
Montauk is right here.
We lost.
Oh,
we
he was
lost
around the corner.
Committee.
Nope, he was
From
right
you.
beside you.
Oh, he
So, yeah,
can
so you
always
see
be
at the
behind
far
me.
end of the room, there's a raised dais with a carved skull mural behind it. Water flows from the skull's mouths on the wall and down the stairs into the room, pooling near the center of the pillars. In the center of this pool, you see a large pile of wooden chests, jewelry, and coins. The clinking of coins ends, and you begin to hear laughter. And a skeleton wearing a captain's hat, torn clothing, and armor scraps emerges from behind the treasure pile. He draws his cutlass and looks at you all with glowing red eyes and just says, "My greed has cursed me, and you'll suffer the same. Leave now, forget me treasure."
Are you related to Ishka?
I'll just put her hands on her hips and cock her head. Like, are you kidding me?
Captain
I
Blackwater.
see you've been cursed. Mirkul cursed me and my crew. He'll take you scallywags as well if you don't leave.
Montauk
start-
is afraid of no curse. Have at you.
And I
Well,
will
be
start
gone.
playing the bass line to money, money, money.
fine. Defeat me, you can have my treasure. But if ye lose, Merkul will have your souls too. Y'all roam this here island as skeletons for eternity. Savvy?
Montauk does not know your
And then
pirate
with that, let's
boss.
have everyone roll
Oh,
initiative.
Steph ran AFK, so I'm going to reach over and roll her initiative.
Okay.
Initiative. Steph,
One
she's coming
initiative
down
this
now.
time.
$10 says it's a 1 for me. Well,
Do
there
you-
was a 1.
Do you owe us all $10 now?
But there was a 1 in it. I didn't say where the 1 would be and what digit.
No, you said it was a 1, not a 10. I'll take
Yeah,
the
we're
10.
going with this is binary.
So that's a 2.
Uh-huh.
No,
That
that's
was
a 3.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's a
think
You
it
didn't get a
is.
1, you got a 2.
You got a 2, exactly.
First up is Nithdoris.
Gee, this happens all the time.
Montauk says stop bragging.
Well, you know what? It worked so well the last time. I think I have the range on this. Yeah, he's less than 120 feet. Magic missile.
They immediately strike.
9 damage.
All right.
And then I will. Are these pillars solid?
They
And-
are solid, and as you get close, you see they are actually made up and have skeletons that are wrapped around them. And some of them are sort of hanging off, and you can still see some of the heads and hands move, but they seem firmly attached to the pillars.
And that's a cue. I don't want to go right next to it, so I'm going to stay 5 feet back and just double check because I only moved 20 feet. Yeah, I have full cover from this guy. I'm good. I
All
don't
right.
think he's going to hit me with a ranged attack yet, so I will end my turn.
Montauk,
He just has a scimitar in his hands, right?
that you can see, yes.
Scimitar or
A cutlass, so
cutlass?
sort of like a scimitar.
All right. Montauk will step forward and raise his greatsword above his head in a challenge, and will ready in action to strike Captain Blackheart as soon as he closes into melee.
All right. Captain Blackheart steps up on his treasure pile, looks at you, and you see in his left hand this glowing green-black energy, and he throws a bolt at you. That is a 22 to hit for 4 necrotic damage.
Ow, coward!
And then looking behind you at Pavo, he gets another one of these bolts in his hand and fires it past at you, Pavo.
Oh no.
That is a 16 to hit.
Is that my AC?
You take 4 necrotic damage.
Ow! Oh, best.
And he then raises his cutlass and just says, "Run while you can. Save yourself from my fate." And that takes us to Rubel.
And
We
what
should free
fate?
him.
What fate is that, sir?
Can you not see me? I've been trapped here for centuries.
So how do we free you?
You can't. You kill me is how you free me.
Okay.
Wait, what?
This is a mercy killing. Don't worry. I will do my best to make it as painless as possible. Sacred Flame.
That's the opposite of painless for a skeleton.
I'm trying to just kill him quickly.
That is a failure with an 8. He takes 4 radiant damage, and so you bathe him in this white light, and he just kind of shrieks and looks at you and just says, "Is that all you got? Your god is weak. Merkul will eat your soul."
You will now die in a I was mercy killing you. You will now die in a horrific faction. Next turn.
Any movement, any bonus action?
You still good, Montauk?
You know what? I should have Stone's Endurance that. Whatever.
And you know what? I will go over here because we're all bunched up.
All right. Pavo.
All right, so I'm gonna move into the room. How high is the ceiling?
30 feet.
Okay, I will go up. And are these pillars or are these platforms?
Pillars. They go all the way to the ceiling, and there are skeletons wrapped around the edges of them that are like reaching out, but they are attached to the pillars.
Oh, that's disturbing. Captain Blackheart, it doesn't seem like you could stomach my friend's attack. And it's always 2.
That is a 4, so he takes 2 psychic damage.
Ha! Skeleton pun. And I'll take cover behind, not close enough that they can get me, so I guess 10 feet or 5 feet back.
All right, that takes us to Ishka the skeleton.
It's not much I can do. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Turn into a were-turtle.
Actually, I saw people going 5, 10, 15. Actually, I'll move right here. Alright, and then that's all I do. Oh, wait, I can shape water. That's not really going to do anything, though. If I shape water into, like, a shield in front of Montauk, that wouldn't give him any kind of bonus to his AC or anything, would it?
It might give him partial cover.
I will do that.
How
I
much?
will use my action.
How much water can you shape? Like, is it 5 feet high?
I think so. Within range, and that fits within a 5-foot cube, so within 30 feet of me. So.
All right, yeah. So 5 feet of water
Yeah.
raises for Montauk. So yeah, so Montauk, you can have partial cover as this section of water in front of you rises up 5 feet.
All right.
That takes us to Scrap Heap.
Scrap Heap will move the backs of his movement.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
just
that's
an
right.
FYI, that's going to be for an hour because I can cause the water to form a simple shape and animate for an hour.
And Scrap Heap is going to go into dodge action, and that's the end of his turn.
All right, that takes us to Nithdoris.
All right, I just need to double check the range on this. Oh, nice, 120 feet. I'm good. I will pop over here. Hey,
So he has partial cover from you as there is 5 feet of water, but not full cover.
Oh, then
For 10 more feet.
yeah. Well, I was here. I could move.
Go up. Go
I could
north.
move here and get him full blast. So I'd do that.
Yep.
And then using my last 5 feet, I'd move back here to get partial cover.
All right. Chill touch, yes. 16 definitely hits. Your hand reaches out and wraps around him for 4 necrotic damage.
So he can't.
That
regain
doesn't
hit
heal them
points.
anymore, right?
No.
He can't regain hit points and has disadvantage on attack rolls against me until
Wait.
the end of my next turn.
And that takes us to Montauk.
Excellent. Montauk will walk right through the wall of water up to Captain Blackheart. And he will sort of go, and then, like, not hit at all.
Yeah, you swing, but this skeleton is surprisingly nimble and does get out of the way.
Wait,
but
how
as
long
he comes
does,
back around,
How long does my thing last? Because he never used it.
Your thing last.
My my
Oh,
inspiration.
it's 10 minutes until you use it.
Has it been 10 minutes?
nope.
So you still have inspiration, just FYI.
Does the 16 hit?
Yes.
A 16 does hit.
Nice.
You can do
Fight me,
it.
coward!
Yeah, you strike through for 10 slashing damage, and the captain looks angered at you and, draws his cutlass and just says, you're fine with a blade, but you're no match. And his first swing is going to be at disadvantage because of Vicious Mockery. That is an 8, which misses.
Ha!
His second attack, though, is a 23 for 6 slashing damage.
As a reaction, I absorb all of it.
All right. And then his third swing is a critical hit,
Damn it.
which is going to be...
I'll write you a nice eulogy.
Ooh,
Could be 2
that
months.
is going to be a total of 12 slashing damage.
Yep, that takes me down.
All right, Montauk, you fall into the water. You are unconscious and underwater. And Blackheart will spin his cutlass and just say, there's one of you. Who wants the rest of my curse? And takes us to Rubel.
You are mean and evil, and I will smite you for talking back against my goddess.
Go, Rui.
You should call his manager.
Where is your manager?
Merkul surrounds you. It's the air you breathe. You're dying as you sit here and you don't even know it.
But how is that different from outside?
Come at me, Karen.
My name is Rubel! Feel the power of my goddess!
I think he was talking about.
That is a 16. He makes the save.
Is it for half or?
Fool me once. No, if he avoids it, it's 0.
I'm saving my spell slots to heal you. Alright, Montauk, are you
Montauk
still
is
good?
underwater. You can't see Montauk. He is underwater and unconscious.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Montauk is about to fail a save.
Montauk needs to be a little smarter when rushing into things.
You do not know Montauk.
Oh, I know Montauk.
No help.
We're gonna have a montage about saving Montauk. Just you wait.
Yes. The
Any
Montauk.
movement, any bonus action, Rubel?
Well, if I can't see Montauk, no.
All
Wait.
right, takes us to Pavo.
How deep is this water?
The water you rushed into is about 5 feet deep. So it didn't slow you down as you were able to move through it with the movement you had, but it is deep enough that as your body collapsed down in it, you're also behind a 5-foot wall of water currently.
That's true.
And he can't hear a healing word, can he?
He cannot. I mean,
Uh,
you don't have to
I think
hear
you'd
healing
hear-
word anyway.
Technically, you'd hear it even better because water conducts sound better.
But it'll
Not-
bounce
not
it off
from
the
outside.
surface. If I was underwater, yes. But
Anyway,
Cool.
Pavo, do the thing.
okay, so
Pavo
um,
flying above may be able to spot him, but Rubel
that's
could not.
what I'm thinking. He's 35 feet away, so I am going to actually less than 30 feet. Stop there. I'm gonna grab Montauk with my talons, and I'm gonna fly him to safety.
Give me a strength check to try and lift a Goliath, Pavo.
You're carrying a 1 ton of fun from right there.
Montauk is sensitive about his weight.
Okay, so strength check or strength?
Athletics. Yeah, give me a strength
athletics.
athletics check.
I can't do
Montauk does not
acrobatics.
appreciate the fat shaming.
I'm trying.
It's all muscle.
I did it.
You are able to grasp him in your talons, and your movement is, halved carrying him, but you are able to pull him out of the water.
I've got 10 feet then if my movement is halved because I had 20 feet left. So 5, 10. We're not going to get much cover.
Do I?
Oh, wait. Actually, no. I will. Let's put him back. I was right here. So I'm going to move towards my friend's 10 feet and then drop him in front of them. So if I could drop him like right there.
All right. As you pull
Then
his body
healing
away,
word.
Blackheart is
action.
going to take his reaction and take a swing at him. The dead should stay dead.
Man, I don't like you.
That is a 19 to hit for 2 failed death saves.
I will bonus
Yeah.
action healing word.
Yeah, I knew that was coming, so that's why I did it. So roll
You
your
still had your
healing.
action, don't you?
I still have my action, yes.
Yep.
So I can still vicious mockery, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
cantrip.
Yeah, okay. So and that's what you get when you mess with team friendship.
Roll a 2 damage.
Oh my
Hey!
god.
With a 15, he saves anyway, taking no damage. That takes us to Ishka.
Okay, so Montauk's out of the water, so I don't have to worry about that now. Animate. 15, 20, 25. You know what? I'm gonna just try and go up and smack him.
All right.
There we go. And I can't shillelagh because I can't cast it. Ugh. That's a whiff.
A 9. Yes, you swing, but you do not make contact because you feel something moving at your feet, Ishka, that just throws you off.
Shit.
Why do they sound like xylophones?
Yeah,
Takes us to Scrap Heap.
that's it. Damn it.
How far up is Blackheart on the pile of treasure?
The pile of treasure is about 5 feet out of the water.
Yeah, you can swing up.
Okay.
Or you could stand on it over here if you use your 30 feet.
All right. So
So the water is difficult terrain when you get into where Ishka is. That second square, it becomes deeper, which shouldn't slow you down. You'd still be able to get to him.
Okay. So yeah, I think I'll be right underneath him on the map, anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna just move my distance there, and then go swinging. No, it is a skeleton, so I am gonna pull out my. Huh. It is a skeleton.
You didn't take a
so
hammer?
I don't.
It
have any
did not seem to take extra damage from the magic missile when it hit. This is not an average skeleton. Let's just say that.
But the magic missile was dealing force damage and not bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so as I walked towards Blackheart, I dropped my moonshine sword right near the edge, where near Pavo is standing,
Okay.
and I'm gonna knuckle up and shove my fist right into Blackheart's face.
All right. You attack with disadvantage because you are now in dim light.
Ah, damn it. Okay, so another roll coming up. That was a good one.
$16. That is a hit. 6 bludgeoning damage. I've asked you, were you part of my crew a couple of 100 years ago, Metalhead?
You will have to pardon me. I do not remember anything much past beyond my reactivation.
All
But
right, that takes
whatever
us.
changes- Yeah, that's it.
No, that takes us to Nithdoris.
All right. Well, we're gonna bump up to the waterline here.
Go under me. I'm flying.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. And then I was gonna pop over behind the water wall.
Chill hit touches him again with that ghostly hand for another 2 necrotic damage.
Okay, I know the pain of that.
It's just impacting on the surface, but it's instead of grabbing his throat, it's grabbing at his ankle.
All right, Montauk, you come to on the ground,
Okay.
spitting out water from your mouth and your nose.
Yep.
Oh, and you got swimmer's ear. Oh, it's awful.
Yeah. Montauk slaps the side of his head a couple of times. Stands up, which costs 15 feet. Bonus action, gets 6 hit points back. 20, 25, 30. And this time he, has drawn a very large hammer, and he's going to play the xylophone.
16 hits, another 10 bludgeoning damage. The captain is starting to look very badly hurt.
That's it.
Out of the water next to you, Ishka, appears this
I knew it.
head of what looks like an eel, but then a second head arrives as well.
Is it a beast?
And it's something.
I-
Looks more like a monstrosity to
Okay.
you.
Oh, I was just.
And it swings in between Ishka and Nithdoris, each head striking out. So against Ishka, that is a 19 to hit for 5 piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
I thought skeletons didn't have to make Constitution saving throws.
Ugh.
That is a failure. You take 3 poison damage as well.
But
And-
that's true because I am a skeleton. And do I have all the skeletal immunities and stuff to poison and
I will say yes.
okay.
If you have the banes, you may as well have the benefits. The second head strikes out at Nithdoris. That is a 19 to hit for 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
And don't need to make the Constitution save. You fall to the ground. And Captain Blackheart will then swing with his cutlass. First one at Montauk, who's getting under his skin. I like your moxie, boy, but you go down, you stay down. That is an 8. That misses. Second to swing is a 16 for 6 slashing damage. And then he is going to swing on Scrap Heap. That is a 12, which does not hit. And that takes us to Rubel.
I'm gonna go up 1, 2, or I'll technically go here, and I will go feel Umberly's wrath.
As you move next to that pillar, the skeletons on there reach out to grasp you. Give me a Constitution save to see if you can concentrate on casting your cantrip.
Can you hear me now?
16.
Yes.
Yes.
16 is enough. Your sacred flame goes off.
I didn't hear anything after the 5 piercing damage to me. What else happened?
Oh, you took 7 piercing damage.
Poison?
No, you went unconscious, so I didn't ask for the Constitution check. Though I guess, no, it's fine because it would just be damage. So with that, he then swung a couple of times. He hit Montauk and then missed Montauk and missed Scrap Heap. Rubel moved next to the pillars, was grabbed at by the skeletons, but still managed to get her sacred flame off and then moved away. He rolled a 17 on his wisdom save, taking no damage from the sacred flame.
No! Wait, it's a dexterity save, not a wisdom save.
Oh, sorry. Rolled a 13, so makes his dexterity save.
Ah! I wanted to feel
Takes
everybody's
us-
wrath, and I'm saving all my spell slots for you guys.
Nithdoris is down.
Oh, Nithdoris, you get a healing word.
All right. So, how badly off is the skeleton looking?
He's looking
Which one?
pretty badly hurt. Yeah. Ishka's
6
looking
points to
injured.
Nithdoris.
Captain Blackheart is looking fairly grievously wounded at this point. You can see parts of his bones are cracking and flaking off.
Finish this off, because he's a bad man. Here we go. Apologies, cover your ears. I just
Isn't it-
want stuff. And that's just on him. And
You're
avoiding
too
as
far
much.
away.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
am I? Is it-
emerges from you.
Yeah, it's
so you
15
have to-
feet. 15
Oh.
feet. So that just reaches Scrap Heap and Montauk.
Okay, so then I'll just, go 15 feet. Can I aim down and not hit Scrap Heap?
Yes.
Or do I have to be right above Scrap Heap?
You can be above Scrap Heap. Well,
You can be above Scrap Heap and send it forward, I would say, because you are in the air. So I would say you can, like, it's a cube. So if the center of the cube is you, it would go forward. So yeah, it would not hit your allies. I mean, you could because you could always just fly around and do it from here as well.
Yes, yeah, I could. But let's try and finish him off. Does the 11 finish him off? As I'm holding
He
my
rolls
ear.
a 13, so he takes 5 damage. That does not finish him off.
Damn, yeah. And is he within? I was 30 feet up, so he's there. No, I'm not. Would have had to come down, wouldn't I?
Yep.
So I am probably within range if I back off. So I will stay here.
Okay. That takes us to Ishka.
I'm out of spells.
This is gonna suck. I'm going to ignore the thing at my feet. Grab my quarterstaff that's on my back, and
An 8 does not hit. Scrap Heap. Sorry, any movement, any bonus action?
No, I'm gonna be dead if I try and move. At least if I stay put, they might miss me.
All right, Scrap Heap. You've got Pavo just above you. Hit him with Pavo. Hit him with Pavo.
Hit him.
Do
Is
it.
he standing right on top of me?
Pretty
Clapping
much. He's
right above
flying
you, yeah.
right above your head, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna Cirque du Soleil this thing. I'm gonna move with Pava on top of me to the treasure pile right next to him over here, so I'm on the same level as Captain.
All right, you scramble out of the water up onto the treasure.
And I grapple the Captain.
Ooh, all right.
That's an athletics check, right?
Yes.
Okay, athletics. Coming up, please. Please, 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 please.
decent.
His 19 beats your
Oh.
18.
Are you fun? Damn it. Okay.
So yeah, you try and grapple him, and he just manages to get his left hand out and push you off just far enough.
Damn. Okay. That's it.
Nithdoris, you are conscious on the ground. There is a 2-headed eel creature that is poking out of the water in front of you.
Okay, so first of all, I stand up. And then thinking back to my long years of study in the arcane arts, I questioned the DM on whether a shocking grasp would backfire on the party.
No, I wouldn't say a shocking grasp ripples through water.
Cool. I will then shocking grasp.
You shocking grasp. You grab this eel, blasting it full of electrical energy. And
Did it look like he took extra damage from that?
he did not.
Okay. And then I'm going to back away because he
Oh.
can't attack me.
That is correct. Both heads turn and look at you, though. Just that they do not have the chance to attack,
Actually, I'm
as
gonna
they are
put
still
myself
shaking.
there. And end my turn.
All right. Montauk.
Montauk does not like this captain. The other captain was better.
Ooh, a 24 for 12 bludgeoning damage. That absolutely rocks him. And, part of his left arm just gets broken off and sent flying across. He is literally on death's door, but he remains standing.
Montauk could have rolled one more damage. Damn it.
Any movement, any bonus action?
I have used all of my movement and bonus action, and he could very, very easily put me down again. So, yes, I'm staying right here.
All right. The eel with Nithdoris out of reach will snap at Ishka. That is a 21 to hit for 5 piercing damage. And then it is going to snap out at you, Pavo.
Isn't it down in the water and the
It
guy?
has a 5
5
foot tall
feet up.
column of water, Ian.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it just slithers right up the water and leaps out at you. That is a 19 to hit for 5 piercing damage. And give me a Constitution saving throw, please, Pavo.
So Ishka
Sorry.
is down. Do I transform back into my regular form?
You do not. This just lasts for an hour.
Okay.
With a 12, you are fine. You take no poison damage, Pavo.
Bastard.
But not needing to breathe, you do not start drowning, Ishka.
Awesome.
Captain Blackheart, seeing how injured Pavo is, will swing first at him.
No, you bony bastard.
That is an 11 to hit, which misses. He will swing at Montauk. Natural 1. And a 16 to hit Scrap Heap, but does only 6 damage. Takes us to Rubel.
All right, who's down?
Ishka is down. Captain Blackheart is literally on his last legs with 1 hit point. And there is a 2-headed sea eel that is in this 5-foot wall of water.
Okay.
Which I guess dissipates when Ishka goes down.
It shouldn't have got me.
All right, first things first, I'm going to heal Ishka.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure that's my last spell slot for the day, guys. Make it work. And then I'm going to Sacred
movement.
Flame on the evil guy, the big boss.
How do you have 3? You only have 2 at level 1.
So that is my last spell. Healing Word. Wait.
Well, no, you cast Healing Word on Nithdoris and Ishka, just the 2. Montauk was raised by Pavo.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
but you only have 2 spell slots.
Yeah, and
so
she's
that's
2
also
healing
done.
words.
I said that's the last one. Make it work.
Okay.
All right,
And,
your
then it's
sacred flame blasts down from the roof. He tries to get out of the way, but his foot slips on a few of these coins. He cannot, and he is blasted from it. And you see just the bones start to disintegrate and wither away. And he actually whispers, "Thank ye and your God," as he dissipates in front of you.
Oh, hallelujah.
Praise Humberly.
There is still an eel in front of you guys that is snapping away.
Just kick it back into the water. I don't know what you guys are doing.
It is in the water. That's the problem.
It is Pavo's turn.
So it's no longer within range because the 5-foot cube is gone, right? It's dropped down.
That is.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's snapped out. You could easily just sort of drift down and hit it still, though.
I'm just gonna vicious mockery. Something about Oh, they make wallets out of eels. Someone will make a wallet out of you.
What is with you and rolling 2s for your damage?
Don't
Well, it's a D4,
No.
so it's the average result.
It's literally the average. Yeah, that's the better way of looking at it. Yes, Lauren. Thank you.
Yeah, oh, it's
Yeah, but-
average, but it's just consistent. That is a 6, which fails. It takes the 2 psychic damage.
What's the casino game where you roll for poops?
Hmm?
Poops?
Yeah, where you have to
Are you-
Are you
consistently
talking about
claim
craps?
craps. Yes, that's it.
You're talking about craps,
Ooh.
yeah.
All right, any movement, any bonus action, Pavo?
I am going to move a little bit further away from the Aphispana.
Amphisbaena.
Aphispana. I will move away from it, and I've done my vicious mockery. That's it.
All right, Ishka, the eel is at your feet.
If I try and I can't use my shape water to change the flow of the water and basically wash this thing ashore, right? That's not going to work.
Oh, it would probably work.
Would it get an attack of opportunity if I tried?
You would be moving it as opposed to you moving away. So I don't think so.
Is there any really
It'd be like you
point,
shoving
though?
it. So no, it wouldn't get an attack of opportunity if you shoved it.
Yeah, you know what? There's really no point because I mean, the other guy's down. We're probably going to bash this thing to death soon enough. So I will just take my quarterstaff then, two-handed.
It's barely living. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to just smush it.
Yes,
There you
you hit it with your staff, and you hear the sort of crack of it, and it sits on the water and slowly drifts and floats away, following the current.
I grab it before it does because I'm curious as to what it is. Because I've never
Alright.
seen something like this before, so I want to study it a bit.
Sure. With that, you guys are out of combat.
Ishka has learned the power of combat. Ishka
I
will make a
warn
fine warrior.
everyone not to touch the treasure until I cast Detect Magic ritually to figure out what type of magic is on it, likely curses and the such, or any magical items within it that we may want to partake of.
Montauk
Technically-
looks down at Scrap Heap's feet, which are currently
Technically,
on
I'm
the treasure.
standing on it, so I'm touching
We
it
haven't
already.
removed any of the treasure yet, which is usually how curses like this are triggered.
So
After-
I can move.
You start to cast this spell ritually. After about 5 minutes, though, the temple itself starts to shake, and you see bits of the ceiling start to crumble away.
He was a load-bearing boss. Quick! And then Montauk just grabs a chest and scoops it across the water with as much to get as many coins as possible.
Scrap heap just.
All right, and you also see, on top of this pile there, you see a shiny trident. You see some artwork. You see there is a chest. There is coins. So I'm going to say everyone can actually sort of grab and scoop a fair number of things as the roof and everything start to crumble around you guys.
I turn my
you-
cloak into a hobo sack and put as much as it would carry.
That sack of apples I got in the last adventure, I will dump the apples out, and we will scoop as we go by and try and grab something with my talons. Because I can grab with my feet and my hands and keep moving.
Yeah, so you guys grab as much as you can, and you are able to make it outside of the temple back to the jungle area, where you guys are able to stop and take a bit of a breather.
I need a break. Oh god, this treasure's heavy.
Montauk lifts the treasure and Pavo.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you're just kind.
And so you guys are able to take a rest out in the jungle. And as you spread the coinage out, tumbling out of your hobo bindle and everything else that you picked up, are the following. You get 400 copper pieces, 800 silver pieces, 55 or 565 gold, which you guys realize going back to Neverwinter, 10% of that off the top goes to the Neverwinter tax office at the docks, and you were promised 20% to the church. So it ends up you each get 60 gold out of the treasure pile.
Ooh.
Just so you guys don't have to do any addition. I did it for you. I did the math.
Okay.
You find, and you guys, I'm assuming, are going to take a rest. So yeah, so all of these items, you realize you get a Trident of Fish command, the Eyes of the Eagle, an Amulet of Proof against Detection and Location, and a +1 weapon, which we will figure by roll-off, and you can choose what the weapon is.
Hello.
Proof against
How much silver was
detection.
it?
I've got a party loot note that I put up for you guys.
Oh.
You guys can't see that?
Nope.
Let me put it in everybody's journal.
Yeah, sorry, I've been I've been typing like a madman here.
Oh, no.
I see a blank party loot.
Okay.
Oh, that's because I put it all in the GM notes. God damn it. Let me copy this and I'll put it in the other section.
Okay, sorry, I got booted out of everything on my laptop there. I rolled a 14 for studying that thingamajiggy I grabbed from the 14 nature. Does that tell me anything?
Yep, 1 second.
Yep.
Hooray!
There you go. So this Amphis Bena is a monstrosity with 2 heads, one on sort of either side. And I mean, clearly it's some kind of sea eel, but not one that you have seen before. And you can tell, like, its eyes are almost white and frosted over, so it clearly, like a snake almost, it uses presumably blind sight or something like that. And clearly it can swim as well as move across the ground.
So it would have had to come from deep down if it's blind.
Presumably.
Interesting.
And I mean, clearly, you can tell with its fangs that it is poisonous as well as with its bites.
Mm.
Hey, with these glasses, I can see the front of the classroom.
Can you see your failing grade?
Wow! I'll give you
Wait.
inspiration.
Yeah.
I'll give you inspiration for that.
As much as I want, as much as I'll take that inspiration, I cannot take that inspiration because that was more from me, the peanut gallery, than from Scrap Heap.
Doesn't
That was
matter.
good.
From
Yeah.
somewhere deep in Scrap Heap's memory bank comes a really cruel burn.
And then
A
roll
single
5
tear.
fire damage.
And
Single
for some
tear
reason,
will go down Pavo's face.
when Captain Blackheart called me Metalhead, old information started coming up inside me. So I think I'm an asshole.
I'm gonna grab one of those bottles of champagne. I'll be over here.
All right. So yeah.
Now it's gonna be
So
sloppy
everybody,
drunk.
roll me a d20 if you want in for this weapon +1, because you will choose what the weapon is.
guys
And
go
while you
for
do
it.
that, so the other art pieces you find a small jade flower pot with shoe designs on it, a carved soapstone killer whale in the manner of the Uthgardt tribes of the north, 5 bottles of Champagne de la Stompe, a very small painting of an athlete in a locket. The predominant colors are burnt orange and dark aqua, and a medium-sized iron sculpture of a unicorn. It is an archaic style. Does somebody want to roll for Old Silver, or do we say fuck that guy because unfortunately he is not here tonight?
Screw his
What the
vacation.
hell?
I'll roll on his behalf.
All right, roll a d20 for Old Silver.
Ah!
Oh!
Ooh.
Unfair!
Brendan, 'cause
Unfair!
I know you're going to watch this to catch up. You're welcome.
So I am going to assume that is going to be a magic rapier for him.
What's with
Can we
the
just say it's
Trident
the
of Fish
cutlass?
command?
That is true. We'll find out if he wants that or wants something else. Who wants the Eyes of the Eagle?
I would like to install that on myself, but
I can get
it
up
just
high. So
lets me.
it might be useful for scouting.
What do they do?
They grant you a advantage on perception checks, and it gives you the
These
ability to
crystal
discern
lenses
small
fit
objects
over
at
your
far
eyes.
distance in perfect clarity.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds like the thing the scout needs.
Yeah. Basically, they're not bad, but they're kind of niche. I have one on my barbarian, and
Basically, you
it
have
works.
spy glasses on your eyes.
Yeah, you have
Yep.
telescoping goggles. Personally, I want the amulet.
You are hidden
Yeah.
from divination magic and cannot be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors with that amulet.
Keep stalkers.
Told you this was a pretty good random roll on the treasure chart.
Decent, yeah.
What about the trident? What's up with that?
The fish command. You're Aqua. Aquaman or Aqua Girl?
So, Trident of Fish Command. It is a magic weapon with 3 charges. While you carry it, you can use an action and expend 1 charge to cast Dominate Beast on a beast that has an innate swimming speed, and it regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn.
Oh,
I'd
Ishka would
almost-
like that, please.
I'd almost also suggest that it could go to our cleric because she's proficient in it.
You can already
Yes,
talk
I
to
could.
fish, though.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
it
she's proficient in tridents, and it's a d6 weapon.
Is anyone else
That does
proficient in
piercing.
tridents?
Old silver.
Montauk is.
Secondary damage, d8.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, I'm
Uh,
going to take it.
Yeah, but that's
If it's a,
two-handed.
That's if you go
it's a
two-handed,
martial
so
weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you and Tara both want it, roll off for it.
yep.
Now,
Well, I don't have martial weapons, so
Oh, so you can't use a trident? It's not an exception for genocide?
No.
I thought it was. Like as a druid or genasi, I figured it would be, but I got club, dagger, dart, javelin, mace, quarterstaff, scimitar, sickle, sling, and spear.
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
it's
I'll
a
take it.
sea weapon, so the sea elves get it.
Yeah, you might be thinking like Triton.
All right, yeah, I'll
Triton
take it.
definitely gets it. Okay.
Yeah. Now, Old Silver might want it because it's
Then
Trident.
he can trade
and
me
you
his
see it.
+1 weapon.
But
yeah.
Old Silver is a rogue, and I think
Yeah,
it's
no, he
dex-based.
definitely needs the +1 stabby weapon, yes.
Yeah.
So, Nabil, you want to roll off for the eyes of the eagle?
no, because my perception is my perception is shit. I'm gonna be bad with that. So just
So's mine.
Who's got the
So
highest?
it's equal.
Who's got the highest perception?
I think
my
Silver.
perception is 1.
I got
Mine's 0.
5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I also forgot you found 2 potions of healing.
Well, let's roll off for it because it's not good for either of us, and we both want it.
Well, I don't
Okay,
want it. I'm just
D20.
saying, like, if you want it, take it. But like,
No, I'm
like,
talking to. I meant Nabil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm fine either way.
There we go. If anybody else wants the eyes of the eagle, roll off now.
Ian, I thought you were going to start singing a variation of the eyes of some animal of a very famous song.
I had thought about it, but I have sung a couple songs tonight, and I wasn't going to push my luck.
With that, you guys can take a long rest here in the jungle where you level up to level 2.
Hello.
And so we will take a 5-minute bio break, let everybody level up, go to the bathroom, and then come back and continue.
Awesome.
So I guess I did get that amulet. Cool.
All right, can my eyes of the eagle look like Elton John glasses, like all red and different colors and awesome looking?
Absolutely.
Beauty. Be right back.
The ones I have actually have a heavily feathered motif.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
Be right back.
Open up my player's handbook here.
Because my entire character is not inside the player's handbook, I have to go from the outside sources to see if what Scrap Heap gets when he levels up.
Yeah, it's the same way Roll20 doesn't have the Genasi in it because they were the Elemental Evil book, and they do not have the rights to that, apparently.
And yet the documentation for it was released for free.
Yeah.
What is... Nah, bad idea. Might as well just stick with Paladin.
On level 2, I get Action Surge.
Ooh.
And the choice starts. Are you going to roll for hit points or take the average?
I took
Take
the
an
average
average.
already.
I'm sticking with average. My luck is crap.
I'm a wizard. Average is the best option.
You know what? I'm gonna gamble. I'm
Although-
gonna
We have
gamble and see.
Oh, where's my?
Gambled in other games.
Yeah, in the future, Montauk will gamble.
Oh shit! Fuck.
I should have taken gambling as my flaw. That would have been awesome.
Scrap Heap needs a new pair of servos.
Protection. When you see a creature that is being attacked within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on that attack roll. Oh, sweet. Is there a limit how many reactions I can do in a game? Or is that once per round?
Once per turn.
Once per turn.
It gives up your chance to do opportunity attacks, things like that. But for protection, yeah, it's pretty good.
Now I'm seeing whether I should tank up or tank out. Should I go on offense or defense? AC is +1. Extra defense and protection is... So that means I have to stick to someone all the time for protection to be valid. Okay, might as well stick with protection.
You mean you have to stick with someone if you have defender?
To be a defender, yeah. I mean, if I
It's
don't,
not
then
bad,
protection...
yeah, but it's niche ability, and you have to have a shield.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a shield, and so like I said, I could tank up on my AC or tank up on my offensive abilities. So should I go great weapon then? When you roll a 1 or 2? Yeah, protection makes more sense. Yeah.
Pavo has returned.
I'm take.
Bell
I'm gonna
has
swap out.
returned.
I'm sorry, Pavel. I can't let you do that.
What do you mean?
It's 300 experience for second level. Yes, I just always want to fill in that.
Yes.
That
After that, I don't remember, but yes, 300 for the first level.
So it screwed up when I was doing my character sheet and I put in everything manually. Now it's saying I can't launch the Character Mancer unless I gotta add class, level, and HP for level 1.
What does that mean?
I think I know. I'm just putting it in now.
Don't do it through the Character Mancer. You're running a look. You're running a subclass that the Character Mancer has no possible way of knowing exists. It's
I
not
don't get
gonna
that
work
till
for
level
you.
3 though, so I might as well do it for this level. I would think.
That's it.
It's still not letting me, even though. Oh, there it goes. And I haven't decided which bard college I'm gonna do yet. Maybe the poetry slam one.
Glamour.
Poetry slam. I mean, I could see you doing that.
Turn into William Shatner.
Should
No,
I
no,
take
I see you.
Bane or should I
I see
take
you do.
Bless?
I see you doing a Eminem slam. You know, 8 Mile. I'd see you do an Eminem 8 Mile slam.
Gotta
I'm
go,
gonna-
Bless.
No, I gotta do William Shatner and do a spoken word version of a rap song.
Bless your hearts.
You mean
Yes,
William-
I must do Bless.
Have you
You
seen
mean
Free
William Shatner?
Enterprise?
Ooh.
Which one's that?
Free Enterprise. William Shatner plays himself. It's about a couple of Star Trek nerds who meet up with William Shatner, and he's just a wreck. But he is doing a rap version of King Lear, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
Pretty good.
Wow.
No, I was more making a joke about his when he did that on Futurama, where he did Eminem's Slim Shady, but as a spoken word.
Yeah. No, and both he and Leonard Nimoy have done spoken word poetry albums.
Oh, I remember the Nimoy one. Oh, what should
Sure.
I take for it?
Tambourine. Mr. Tambourine Man. No, you're
I get spells. I get spell slots back on a short rest.
And after being out in the jungle, after about 45 minutes, Ishka, you turn back into your regular form from a skeleton.
Oh, thank goodness.
done.
Patrick, question.
She has gotten her skin back.
Put on
Yes.
If I have a spell that requires components equaling to a gold value, and we're not in a port where I could potentially purchase those things, but we now have the gold for it, could I just deduct the gold to cast my spell?
No.
Cool, I'll just wait then.
You will be back in port in about 5 minutes in game time. And speaking of William Shatner, though, I will always sing the praises. Has Been was a great album.
The one where he did the bit with Henry Rollins.
Is that the Common People one?
Yeah, it's the Common People one.
Yeah, that was really good. I like his Common People.
Yeah, Ben Folds produced it. The whole album is very strong. But yeah, he does a spoken word on that is, I think it hasn't happened yet, or it hasn't happened yet, something like that, which is a really good spoken word piece.
I think everyone's back. Let's do this. Are we back, Steph?
Yes, we are back.
All right, everyone, you have had a long rest, sleeping safely up in the trees of the jungle at night. You wake up feeling hardier and far stronger and more hale. And, you know, your adventure has definitely strengthened you. Scrap Heap, why do you still only have 11 hit points?
It should have updated. Because I'm showing 18 right now.
Sometimes you have to manually update the token.
Yeah, the
God, yeah.
token isn't linked properly, then it wouldn't update.
It is hard to
I'm
find
trying to-
machine in the jungle.
I have 12 hit
Oh,
points, guys.
there it goes. It is updated.
Did you take a short rest or a long rest?
You've had a long rest.
Long rest. Awesome.
Yeah, so come morning, you can choose your spells, Rubel. You guys finish off whatever food you guys have with you. You're able to find a couple of nuts and berries that thankfully are safe. And then you begin the trek back to the beach.
Montauk can feed himself and up to 5 people, just without problem. And I suspect that with the assistance of a druid, we're fine.
Yeah, you guys have no problem finding all the food you need for your day of travel.
Yeah, so we're just heading back to the ship, right?
Yes, you guys make your way through. Someone give me a survival check, please.
To the character sheet.
Who's better at that? I'm not. Is this a
What's the
bush
My
or a
sur-
tree? Is
My
that a rock?
survival is 1.
How
So my
about
survival
Ishka?
sucks.
Sorry,
I-
I'm
I-
just finishing up my level up here. I can do it if no one else has done it yet. Survival? Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
Nice.
Ishka is easily able to lead you guys back down the stream, finding your way back to the beach. However, you find yourself back at the boat, and as you make your way through, this bright yellow light bursts through the thick green canopy as you exit the jungle and enter the beach. But something is wrong. The ship is repaired in front of you. Well, almost. You see there's a couple of scrap areas that still need to be finished up. But it's quiet.
Scrap Heap activates his divine sense.
All right. And as
I
you
cast
do
Mage
that,
Armor.
you cast your mage armor, and looking around further down the beach, you see another ship that has been beached.
Now, is that the correct ship, or is that beached ship a different ship?
Give me a perception check.
That was a question that's...
Wait,
Oh,
perception.
can I,
Pavo, you have
Can I
the eye.
fly up? Yeah, can I fly up and get a better view? I'll fly up, say, like 60 feet and get a better view of the ship and down onto the deck.
Sure. Yeah, so Montauk, you recognize that this is the ship you came in on here that you are in front of. The ship further down the beach is a different ship. Pavo, as you fly up and take a look, you can see there is a bit of movement on the top of this deck, and it looks like people there are, on the top are sort of making repairs and cleaning the top of it as well.
This
I'll
is the
fly
Salty
back down.
Serpent.
Is that the pirates from before? I don't think they believed Silver was a dancer.
Did they have any markings, any flags or revelry?
Did they?
You could see there was a flag. You don't recognize this ship, though, as you are new to town.
Can I draw the flag in the sand to see if our captain recognizes it?
Wait.
Yeah, you draw it in the sand, and I will actually say that Ishka recognizes it as well. This is the flag of Captain Taggart's ship.
The Salty Serpent.
Yes.
And Montauk will look back at our ship. Nobody's come out from our ship. Nobody's currently sitting on the outside repairing our ship, yes?
That is correct.
And we're also sitting on the beach in full view with sacks and sacks and sacks of treasure.
Correct.
Yep.
Montauk will put down his two large chests of gold that he's carrying over his shoulders, and just kind of like crack his neck and roll his shoulders and say, pirates. I don't know. I thought I was gonna say something cooler, but whatever. He's like, our crew's over there.
They've been
What?
taken into slavery? This is wrong.
Are you sure? I'll go check. I'll go run in and check. Is there anyone left on our ship?
You fly up, doing a quick dash to the boat. You find nobody.
Montauk
With
has
that, the sun is slowly starting to set at this point as you guys have trekked through the jungle all day. And give me a group perception check, please.
Oh boy.
Oh, I get advantage. Yeah.
Oh, bring it, son.
Wow.
All right, you guys can start to hear the sound of more activity and noise that is rising from the other side of the ship, outside of your line of sight right now.
the other side of our ship.
The other side of the ship on the far part of the beach. The second
I
ship.
was, I'll fly up where, at least as high as I can see, while still staying near the party.
All right. You fly all the way up. You still can't see over the other side of the boat just due to the laws of physics, but you see that the people who are on top of the deck of the other ship seem to
the other
be.
ship. I thought it was our ship. Sorry.
Not your ship. No. This is the far other ship.
Okay, no, there's no way I could get high enough to see probably the other side of that ship.
That is correct.
Montauk has experience with slavers. Montauk has decided that he shall repay many favors, and he will start walking over towards the salty serpent with his sword in his hand.
Montauk, do you wanna?
Do you want?
just wanna?
Do you want to run across the beach like Rocky?
Montauk, come back, Montauk.
I'm not hearing. I'm not hearing the conviction in that one.
All right, Montauk moves across the beach.
Yep.
What does everybody else do?
Try
I am
to
trying to
stop
get
him.
come back. Montauk, come back.
Nithdoris
I
just
have-
leaves out a heavy sigh and just
I'll get
gets
them
ready
later.
for bad stuff to
We-
happen.
Promise, but
After you get
Montauk.
about 40 or 50 feet away, Montauk, you start to get clarity on the sounds that you are hearing, and you hear singing, laughter.
Montauk stops and cocks his head.
our party.
Give me another perception check.
If we're following him, can we take a listen as well?
Yeah, you definitely think you heard what you thought you heard, but now there's a bit of wind or a breeze, and you can't pick up anything further than that.
Remember, your advantage is only on visual stimuli.
Oh right, yeah, it's not on.
15.
That is still a 15. You recognize a sea shanty when you hear it, though, Pavo.
Is it What Do You Do with a Drunken Cleric?
It is not. It is the old black rum, but you can start to pick out a few words because you've certainly heard that in Luskan, Nithdoris.
They seem happy. Should we scout up? It's getting dark. I could fly over at night. They won't see me.
Montauk looks back at Scrap Heap and just steps back a few feet. It's like, bury it. And steps back forward.
Are we doing this now? Montauk.
Sorry. I heard Scrap Heap. My audio got cut off on my side. What did you say?
Bury it. Kick sand over it.
Treasure.
I start burying it.
All right, you guys take a few minutes. You are able to sort of mound the sand up so it covers everything reasonably.
Well, I would probably have suggested that we do it on the opposite side of our vessel from theirs, just in case.
Like just
Yeah,
around
there's
here.
Line of sight, so they don't see a large mound. If they...
They're busy. Montauk says we should approach.
We should
got
do it
you.
smartly, though.
Yes. Who is good at the talking?
Oh,
Parvo.
I could introduce us, or what's our plan? If they sound happy, but we have the treasure, so what do they have? And our crew is missing, and that
Wait.
sounds bad.
And none of our crew are singing and drinking with them, correct?
We
Not
heard
that you
some
could
shit.
pull out individually, no.
Take a second look, listen, and try and pick out either our captain or our other people.
I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping they're all just partying together, but
Nope, I cannot.
I'll do it.
Let us approach prudently.
I would say Pavo is the only one who's probably heard the captain or anybody else sing since he's traveled with them on the ship.
I can't make it out.
Let us be prudent.
Do I see
I
Yeah,
it?
you're unable
boldly
to pull
walk
individual voices.
I will boldly walk towards their vessel, calling out, "Hail,
Oh, that's not good.
travelers!"
He doesn't have any of the treasure on him, does
All
he?
right.
Doc will stock it.
Yep. So you guys all move forward. Nithdoris, as you move forward and call that out, as you turn the corner around the ship, you see there is a large fire that has just been lit. You see surrounding it are a group of about 15 members of Captain Taggart's crew. You recognize Voss, the female half-elf, but you also see Captain Mags and the other crew members from your ship that are sitting and drinking and enjoying a meal with them, who quickly raise their cups to you and wave you over when they see you.
Oh, thank God. We had worried. We had hoped the best.
I will approach and say, "Captain, is there some story as to how this came about?"
And she chuckles and just says, "Oh, Taggart followed us here, got caught in the same storm we did, got blown up on shore. And, you know, when everyone's in that kind of condition, there was nothing we could do but work together to fix each other's ships up. And, you know, we've buried whatever was between us, and all is good. We're all working together here." And with that, she sort of looks at you and just says, "I'm glad to see y'all made it." And you see Taggart and Voss also come around, and they're all like, "Was it true? Was there Blackheart's treasure? Did you find it? Did you see him?"
No, it was mostly a dead end.
We
Roll
found
me a deception check.
God damn it!
Oh.
Yeah, they look at you and they're just like, "Oh, pull the other one. Come on." And the captain will look at you and you go, "We've already come to an agreement. My share is going to pay what I owe to Taggart. They're not going to take anything more. On this land, we're all fine. Don't worry about that."
Well, then I can spin a wonderful tale about it.
Glorifying
Honestly, or false one?
Let's make it mostly honest with some artistic flourishes.
For natural embellishment to make it sound cooler.
Yeah.
All right, roll me a performance check then. You tell an excellent retelling, mostly true, of your tales and of Blackheart and the fight underground. And you have a rapt audience. They are, hand you out glasses of rum, a seafood stew that they've made up that you can see as a lot of these sort of lobstrosities, but a couple of other fish as well. And you guys are able to spend the rest of this night dancing and drinking and having a very good time with the crew of the two ships.
All right.
I think I still have the body of that two-headed eel. That'll be fun to show around.
Yeah, you show that around, and there's quite a few of them that are just sort of amazed and horrified at the same time.
Let's see if we can make it a really good night to remember. So I've got that lute of illusion, right? I do. Yes, instrument
Yes.
of illusion. So we'll start with a killer whale jumping out of the ocean and slowly like the river.
Oh no. No.
I will be faithful. You are my friend. Carry me.
All right.
And yeah, I won't do the high notes.
Yeah.
All right. So morning breaks. You all have a bit of a sort of a headache. Everybody, sort of hugs and shakes hands. And, Voss kind of leans in and just says, "You remember when we're back on land, though? All bets are off. Watch your purses." And she just kind of grins as she heads off to her boat. And the party is able to climb back on board. And
we retrieved the treasure.
Yes,
Sorry,
you guys
I thought-
retrieve the treasure, yes.
Just had to be sure. Okay.
And you guys get back onto the Laughing Waves. The repairs have been finalized. You move and you limp your way back across the ocean. It's a relatively easy voyage, and you are able to return to Neverwinter, where your spoils are counted. Back at the docks, you pay up. You pay your 10% tithe to the dock mistress, and with that, you are free to head back into town, where you can spend the next couple of days sort of carousing or shopping or spending your money. What would you guys like to do now that you are back in port with a bit of coin in hand? Each of you has
Ishka
your...
wants to get
Drinks!
that, yes, but Ishka wants to get that carapace turned to a breastplate.
All right. You head off to the armorer. And give me 1 second while I pull up my sheets describing the city.
I have experience with talking about costumes and getting a good price.
Well, mine
might
is much
even have
similar,
someone
so
here
I
in
can
town.
narrate what I'm doing while you're pulling that up, Patrick.
Go right ahead.
Nithdoris goes around to the various magical implements sellers and retrieves enough material to cast a certain ritual and introduces himself to Minerva.
All right. And down on the docks, there are a variety of shops. There is the Ocean's Pearl, which buys and sells curios brought in by sailors. So the various little artworks and art pieces, you can sell that for the gold coins that it is listed for. The owner is Juliana Woodleaf, and she has this sort of long curled blonde hair with gray eyes, and remarkable because she has the brand of being a prisoner sort of on her right hand. And she's generally always sort of fair dealing to the sailors, though, so you can trust what you bring in for her to sell and get a decent amount of coin for it. As you make your way around to the armory, Ishka, you go in, and as you move forward, you find yourself in front of this single-story timber and stone building with these leaded glass windows. And as you make your way in, you see these dwarven wrought iron furnishings and leather scraps kind of resting around. And hammering away is a young female dwarf, dark chestnut brown skin with dark oiled hair tied up back off of her face. And as she nods and welcomes you, you see she walks over towards you, and she's obviously been born with sort of legs of different lengths, and she's got a special boot that you see that looks like it is sort of self-constructed that evens out her height as she walks over to you and just says, "Hi, I'm Amber. Welcome to Battlehammer's Armory. What can I do for you, ma'am?"
Battlehammer, sorry. Yes. We've just come back from sailing, and she'll haul out the carapace to kind of plop it down the counter. We killed a thing, and I was hoping you could turn this into a breastplate for me.
She looks at it. She sort of scrapes it out and cleans it, and she says, I've worked with something similar. I think I can probably have you something in probably 3 days, something like that. That worked for you?
Sounds good. How much would it cost?
Something like this. Let's see. You're bringing me the materials. Probably about 45 gold.
Sounds.
You want to take Pavu to help negotiate with price?
Sure, we'll take Pavo to help negotiate.
A normal breastplate costs 400 gold, so that is a bargain.
Oh, well, in that case, never mind. I will.
Because you brought her that. She is just charging you for labor.
All right, then in that case, yes. Sounds like a bargain. Sounds like a deal. Let's do it.
All right, yeah. She says give her 3 days, and she will try her best to. So she takes some of your measurements, sort of fits it up, looks at what you've got, and she's like, yeah, it'll be some leather straps and gear around the back, but she should be able to, turn this into something half decent for you.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
All right. And so,
Yeah, then I just head off and I find the rest of the group and then find a place to drink.
all right. Are you guys going to drink or are you guys going to carouse?
I'm going.
Scrap Heap was going to carouse.
Carousing is making money, right?
Carousing is drinking to the point where you might end up running into trouble or other adventures.
I
That's
will
like
be
way more
classy as
fun.
the second princess of Morace.
Montauk
Oh,
works hard. He's hard.
Scrap Heap has a deck of cards on him. He's willing to play for some cash.
These smell like engine oil. Where have these been?
Yeah, I'm not carousing.
If
No, I'd
everyone
be
else,
looking
I'll
for
go
more
with
magical
them.
secrets.
Who?
Actually, screw it. Let's go on a complete barred bender.
Wants to
Broke up there. I couldn't hear you.
Who wants to carouse? I also heard gambling. Gambling is a downtime activity you can certainly enter into as well.
Montauk works hard. Montauk plays hard.
Come on a bender with me.
Montauk will show you how to bend stone. It's actually kind of difficult.
All right. Now, you guys are in and around the docks and in Neverwinter. You have your choice of sort of lower class carousing or, in Neverwinter, you guys could attempt to do some middle class carousing. Which would you prefer?
Try middle class. At least to
Middle
start.
class.
All right. Everyone who's going middle class carousing, roll me a D8, please.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be fun, guys. This is gonna be a bonding experience. And
Montauk is a
Yeah.
man of the people.
roll that dice, Montauk.
Middle class carousing is up near like the
Come with
merchant.
us. You can come with us, and then we'll go after this. We'll go to the low class one.
This takes a week of time to
Oh.
do. So you guys go on a drunken bender. And Scrap Heap, at the end of it, you have been recruited to help run a local play out of one of the temples as they are just sort of amazed at your ability to, lift and heave and move different things. So you've been convinced that you will help put on a stage play at the next festival in about 3 or 4 10-day from now. Pavo, you have run into a particularly obnoxious minor noble named Rohisia, and you have no particular interest in you, but she has taken an intense romantic interest in you. She just finds you absolutely fascinating and colorful, and everywhere you go after a few days, she is just there and always around you, and has made it very clear that she is going to try and woo you.
Oh,
Unglove.
that's very kind of her. And when I see my party again, I will take my friend Nestorius aside and ask him with very polite tones, would you mind trading the goggles with me? There's this person who keeps following me, and I was just thinking that amulet might help.
I'm not going drinking.
I know, but afterwards, I mean, because if she's stalking me, basically I'm saying, can I have the anti-stalker necklace?
Sure,
Stock away.
I give it to you. You put it on. It means no one can scry on you. It doesn't help you in any other facet. The good news is it doesn't take attunement.
I thought it would. Okay, I'll hand it back.
Yet you are hidden from divination magic and can't be targeted by such spells.
All right. And unfortunately, Montauk, during your carousing, at some point, you met back up with someone from the Temple of Kelemvor, and you have sworn to complete a quest on their behalf and bring your party along for it. And one morning, you are groggily awoken from the not so nice hotel that you have found yourself crashed in down by the docks, and you are woken up and reminded that you are to meet the head of the Temple of Kelemvor in the small graveyard next to the temple at 2 bells this afternoon.
All right, Montauk will Montauk will go in search of that strange black liquid that that he has discovered in this city, that he shall bring back to the mountaintop once he figures out a way of brewing coffee at altitude. And he starts rousing up his party and saying, "A quest."
Wait, wouldn't it be easier because at altitude the boiling point of water is lower?
But the volatiles do not come out as easy.
Shit, he's a snob.
You're right. Civilization has ruined me. Damn you, Neverwinter.
Oh, you're Bongo in the Congo.
All right, and through your carousing, you guys have heard repeatedly in all of the taverns, everybody has been talking about the number of sort of, pirates and other ships that have been attacking up and down the coast. And you're starting to hear more and more talk about this weird ghost ship that has been striking in small places in between Luskan and Neverwinter. And as you sort of collect the rest of your crew, you see that Ishka is wearing this beautifully constructed breastplate now made out of the Lobstrosity carapace. It's been burnished, so this color is now a glowing sort of light orange color, and it's got these beautiful thick leather straps that attach it sort of around the rest of your body, Tara. But your armor class is now equivalent to you wearing a breastplate.
So that is a 16 without my shield. With my shield, it's an 18. Yes.
Nice. And it doesn't.
And
affect
Ishka is just strutting around. She is just loving this.
Patrick,
Yes.
did I have any luck trying to find new magical secrets and/or spells?
Let me figure that out.
Rama looks fantastic.
You know me starting about with the new owl on my shoulder.
Is there something different about you? Did you get a haircut?
Was that growth
Yes,
on
he's
his
my nerd.
shoulder?
Actually,
Did
yeah,
get a
no, I
haircut.
mean I still call her Minerva.
That is owl poop.
So
Where's he?
roll me with your research as you go through. You spend 50 gold spent on materials, bribes, gifts, and other expenses. And what was the actual focus of your research? What did you want to find? Did you want to find lore? Did you want to find a spell?
I kind of want to find a location of potentially long lost lore. Something I
All
could
right.
go and find and retrieve, and that no one might know about nowadays, that it's been lost to time or something.
All right. Give me an intelligence check, please. Nice. You learn 2 pieces of lore. You learn of, actually, I will write this up to you, but yes, you learn 2 pieces of lore about potential lost knowledge and treasure somewhere in the Moonshay Isles. But I will write you up a more detailed version of what you figure out. You had a very successful research week.
I'm also broke.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. How much money does carousing cost?
Carousing. I keep closing the book and you guys make me reopen it.
Whoops.
Come on. Player's Handbook. Damn.
No, it's Xanathar's for the new one. Oh, middle class is 50 gold pieces.
Easy
So
come,
all
easy
three of
go.
you cost. Yeah, all three of you spend your 50 gold.
Ouch.
Still 5 gold
You said
ahead.
we got
I have
60.
Yeah.
You guys have anything left? I'm kind of broke.
10 gold ahead. Hey, you should have 10 gold at the end of all this.
I use that to cast Find Familiar.
That sounds like a you problem.
You didn't go carousing. You had this.
Yes.
So was there a woman following me?
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Yeah, every time you sort of stop and turn around for more than, or be somewhere for more than 10 minutes, you see this woman that is watching you, or you notice one of her servants is casually taking note of your routines, Pavo.
Oh my.
Oh me, oh my.
But morning comes, you guys are brought together by Montauk, who explains to you that he has arranged a brief meeting for you guys.
Temple of Kelemvor. Great quest, perhaps.
Was that
But
that's where you were throwing up, wasn't it?
Yes. And as payment, a great quest. Also for money.
I like money.
Well, let's
And
go.
with that,
Pavo will negotiate.
come
He's
on,
ready.
roll 20. Roll 20 is not playing along.
No. Ever since this whole pandemic business, roll 20's been a little flaky.
There we go.
It's as if everyone's now using it because they can't
Yeah.
meet publicly.
That is exactly it. So you find yourselves in, warm sunshine in this graveyard as you approach the gray-robed man working in the dirt. He turns it with a small hand trowel, several pots of flowers next to him. Without looking up, he speaks with an even voice. I am so glad you answered my call for aid. If all is as I fear, time may be short. Let us talk quickly. And he pulls the head of his robe off, and introduces himself as Doomguide Yovir. And he is the head of the Temple of Kelemvor here in Neverwinter. And as, he introduces himself, he quickly, again, thanks you and, points at the graveyard around him and just says that due to the Neverdeath graveyard being overrun by undead, I hope to start building a new cemetery where we may inter the good dead of Neverwinter and do it safely. Though, and he smiles here, he just says, I wanted again to thank you for your assistance. The money you have brought back from the adventure we sponsored will go handsomely towards this graveyard. And with your experience dealing with the undead that I've heard from Captain Mags, and from everybody else, you handled yourselves very well. Now, I know you must have heard the rumors of this ghost ship that has been attacking villages and small farms or inns along the northern coast of the sea here, making its way towards us. Yes?
We have.
Well, yesterday, a man from a small hamlet, just a couple of days outside of town, showed up, raving about a Dracolich and seemingly insane. They were delivered into our care. This poor man's mind is gone, and it will take some time for him to recover, if he ever does. My clerics have him at our temple if you wish to see him or attempt to speak with him.
He has PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Indeed, he has been raving about it nonstop. And while there have been reports that this ghost ship has been haunting the coastline, destroying villages and homesteads, I know there are other factions that are looking after it, but while we typically remain neutral, I am concerned that it is moving towards our city. And with these pirate attacks that we have faced, I am not certain that we can defend ourselves. So, while the guards are keeping an eye on this, we do not have a proper city force here in Neverwinter, so therefore their views are scattered, and nobody is paying as much attention as they should. One of the City Watch, Aelid Burrell, has been gathering information and has been very helpful. If you have other questions, she might be one to speak to. But as I said, we are typically neutral when it comes to the politics here. However, this has to do with ghosts, and I've heard tales of liches and things like that, and that upsets me. We, as Kelemvarites, are staunch enemies of the undead, and if they do exist, I want them stamped out. I would like you to look into this ghost ship, find out if it is real, and if it is so, destroy it. I might suggest you talk to this poor soul at our temple, or speak to Burrell at the watch station. From there, I leave it up to you. You may do as you please, but before you do anything else, I will offer you the services of the temple as I can. We have arranged some riding horses and rooms for you at the Laughing Goblin Inn, where you may stay. I know your quarters down by the docks are not the finest. I would hope to give you a good night's rest. They are little slices of death, you know, before you may head up the coastline to do some investigating. And while you're at the temple, talk to some of the acolytes. They will provide you with a couple of potions of healing, as well as access to some silvered weapons. If you are dealing with the undead, I would like you prepared. I would ask that you return them when you are done with them, but I am happy to have you use them as you are working under our auspices right now. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Well, it seems that Montauk has promised our help, and I'm going to give him the side eye. I guess, yeah,
Montauk shrugs.
that is. Does anyone else have any more questions for our friend? Because that seems like a good start to me.
Oh, this seems good. Ishka's all about taking out the undead as well. They're against the natural order of the world.
Montauk says that the undead wish to return to death. They simply need a little encouragement.
Now, I hate to be the one that has to say, but as an actor, working for exposure isn't always the best way to get a career. And I'm not sure what Montauk agreed to in terms of payment.
Montauk was very
He
drunk.
did not agree to any payment. The agreement was you may keep any sort of treasure or goods you find on your way as adventurers.
Does he 100% share?
I see. Well,
That
I
seems
guess
fair enough considering they're loaning us weapons.
Montauk knows his math.
And horses, and a fine place to rest for the night.
seems like a good deal then. That's
But we need, spell components and other such things to help complete this job. But it's so maybe not you wouldn't give us payment, but refund our resources.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Roll a 1, don't roll a 1.
it's gonna be double ones.
What
You
god
guys
do you
not
follow,
jinx me.
Rubel?
Umberly.
Ooh.
Don't do it with advantage.
Oh, can I guidance myself?
No.
Hmm.
He looks at you and just says that you may have more luck with that kind of thing at the Temple of the Sea.
Oh,
The
was I put at
headmistress Ray
disadvantage?
there is far more welcoming to Umberly's clerics.
She's not all bad. You have to understand.
I'm not bad at all, and I start kicking him.
I
Ow.
never thought she was. Umberly is what she is. I am merely saying that as a cleric of Umberly, you will have more deference shown to you at the Temple of the Sea rather than our temple. And
And
with
by
that,
what
I think
sh-
it's actually
Yeah.
10 to 10.
Yep.
And I think it's a good place to actually end for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I would
We
like to
will thank you for your service.
and thank everyone for watching. Thank you, Buttergams, for chatting in the chat today. And I would also like to thank Bloodlust, Commander Root, Community Showcase, Sweet Valley, The Devil's Sob, and Thicker for watching. Let's see which one of our sister shows is currently online. Let's go raid Marvin Bunyan's channel.
And just in time for Eternal Wednesday to come to an end.
Yep.
Eternal Wednesday.
Critical Role
Thursday.
restarts. So is it Thursday yet?
Ah.
Oh, right. They're finally restarting due to the quarantine.
So yeah,
Thank you
whoever
for
came up with
watching,
Eternal
everyone.
Wednesday is brilliant. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night.